Hello, hello, welcome in. Happy New Year's, everybody. If you're in the chat, say hello. Hopefully, you had a good New Year's Eve, a safe New Year's Eve. We had some bad weather over by me, so hopefully, you guys were safe if you were out traveling around. Yeah, thank you guys all for the kind words that you sent. Obviously, I posted the tweet about my dad yesterday. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Tons of people were showing love, and I am thankful for that. We are here to talk football. So we've got 3 college football playoff games today. So we'll talk about those. And then we could do a quick little look at the NFL slate this weekend. But I'll save most of the NFL talk for tomorrow's stream. We'll just glance at it today because there is obviously some huge games this weekend. Niners, Seahawks for the 1 seed. We've got Ravens, Steelers for the division there. Buccaneers, Panthers for the division. So there's some really big games this weekend. We can just do like a quick look, but we'll go through these college football games first. And if you guys have questions on anything, go ahead and ask. I did win. So on Sunday when I streamed, I showed you guys the $300 buy-in league that we drafted on stream back in August. Did end up taking that down. Got super sweaty with Bijan and Puka. Once Bijan ripped off that 90-yard touchdown, I thought I lost, but we did end up pulling that out, which was nice. That was a good win there. Hopefully, you guys, if you were in your championship games, had some success there. So we'll start off with these college games. The early one, Oregon and Texas Tech. I posted a tweet. I think it was last week. I think it was around Christmas Eve when I posted the tweet. But I said that I had a max play in this CFP round, and that max play is on the Oregon Ducks. I like Oregon to win this game. Also recap yesterday, had a loss. Ohio State on the money line. I didn't trust them. That's why I took them money line in that play. But I was pretty close to firing on Miami. Honestly, I just don't. You guys know I don't trust Ryan Day, and that kind of shone through. But we did hit the 2-unit play yesterday, which was the under in the first half. So that was good. But I like the Oregon Ducks in this game. So this line's come down. It was 2.5 this morning. It's down to 1.5 now, pretty much everywhere. But I took it when I posted that tweet last week. I took it at -115, so it's still available, the money line at that price, basically, because I'm seeing -116 on FanDuel right now. But I like Oregon in this game. So obviously, people have talked. It's kind of gotten beaten to death. The teams that have had a bye week start slow. I don't know. It's a small sample. We're still talking about 5 games or whatever. So I don't really know what we can take from that that's actionable. It's still a small sample size. The reason I like Oregon in this game, not because they've already played a game. I just think Oregon, when we look at these teams, Texas Tech, who have they played this year when we really boil it down? And that's not to say that Oregon has been great against the good teams that they've played, but have we really seen Texas Tech get tested at all this season? I don't really think so, right? If we go back to September here, Kent State, Oregon State, they beat up on Utah in Utah, I guess. Does that really look that good? Not particularly. Houston, Kansas, Arizona State, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, BYU. So we're talking about they beat BYU 2 times. That's what our bar of measurement is for this Texas Tech team right now. And I just don't think BYU is very good at all. And I've kind of said that all season. So that's not taking anything away from Texas Tech, because you can only play who's on your schedule, and they handled that. But I don't think that they've been tested all season. And that is what concerns me when you get in a high variance must-win game. And we saw that with Ohio State yesterday, right? Like, I don't really think Ohio State was tested all season until they played Oregon in the Big Ten championship game, and they lost that game, and then they lost yesterday. And I just don't think it's a winning strategy. And it's why I think it's super curious to see what happens moving forward. Like, if they're not going to put these teams in the playoff because they play super tough schedules and they have losses, and the teams flip and they start not playing anybody in their non-conference schedule, I don't know. It's going to be a weird kind of dynamic to the product, I think, because I do think it's not a winning strategy to just coast with this cupcake schedule all season and then get into this must-win game when you haven't faced any real adversity and have to do it. So, I think Oregon is better equipped for a must-win game, and I also think that there's a sizable gap. Like, I think the teams are similar skill-wise. I think these are two very good teams. I think the skill gap between the quarterbacks is significant. I think Dante Moore is significantly better than Baron Morton, like, by a wide margin. So that's really the deciding factor for me here. I think Oregon's better equipped to play in this game. I think, Dan Lannon can get a little crazy sometimes with the stuff he does, but I kind of like that if I'm going to back them here, because he's not going to be afraid to go out and go for the win. But just overall, I think these teams are super close top to bottom, which is why the spread is where it is. But when I boil it down to a must-win game, I think the quarterback gap is massive. I think Dante Moore is just significantly better than Baron Morton. Baron Morton has held back this Texas Tech team all season. And if Texas Tech had a different quarterback, I would probably – I might be on Texas Tech to maybe go win the national title if they had a better quarterback. But I don't trust Baron Morton whatsoever. So for that reason, Oregon, big play for me. I like them to win this game. And that'll kind of dictate the day. I don't have a lot of max plays in football. We maybe have one a month. So this is a big play for me. We'll kind of see how it goes and go from there. But I like Oregon in this one. I also would lean towards the under just because I don't trust Texas Tech offensively. They're coming off the bye, could start slow. I think on the opposite side, Texas Tech's defense is very good too. So I'm not like expecting Oregon to just light the world on fire offensively. I just think when it boils down to like a play needs to be made, I trust Dante more than Morton. So I can definitely see. I've seen a lot of people take the under, and I, would agree with that. I would be fine taking under in this one, but I'm sticking with the Oregon Ducks to win the game. That is my big play in that one. Moving on to the second game, Alabama and Indiana. I don't know. I can't get a read on this game. When the bracket first came out, I was pretty steady that I was going to like Indiana in this one. But I've gotten like cold feet, I guess, the closer we get to the game. So I don't think I'll have a play in the side of the game. I would lean towards the Indiana side, though. So if you're looking for anything, like I would lean Indiana, but I don't think I like it enough to play it. If we were looking for, I can't bet college props in Ohio, but I can look them up. And take them offshore. I wanted to look at some touchdown props in this game and in the second game, or in the third game, the Ole Miss and Georgia game. So let me pull it up and see if I can look at some prop picks here. If you guys have any props that you like in either of these games, if you're in a state where you can bet college props, fire those off in the chat. But lean Indiana to win the game. Probably will not take it. I wanted to look at Charlie Becker, though. Just the way that he's played down the stretch of the season. I'm seeing his receiving prop around 43.5 yards. I would be comfortable taking the over on that. I want to see what his touchdown odds are, though. Let me see if I can find that. I think Indiana has one of the best. Indiana might have the best receiving group in all of college football. I think they have 3 really, really good receivers. So he's plus 180. Charlie Becker's plus 180. I'm seeing on DraftKings and FanDuel. That is obviously the best odds. Surratt is like minus odds, minus 105, and then Omar Cooper is like plus 150-ish. So I'd be fine taking the discount on Charlie Becker. I like Charlie Becker over his receiving yards and to score a touchdown. I might fire up the offshore and maybe take a look at that. But I do like him in that game, and I would lead Indiana to win the game. And then the nightcap, Ole Miss, Georgia rematch of what was a pretty good game earlier on in this season. I am not taking a bet on the total or on the spread there, but I am taking a bet on the total. I love the over in this Ole Miss Georgia game. This game screams shootout to me. I like the over 55.5. I like the first half over 27.5. I think this is a shootout. I mean, I don't know. You know, it's still an unknown with the bye week stuff. But if we look at this game when they played earlier this season, Georgia, I've kind of been like in and out on throughout the season. They were exceptional offensively in this game. Now, this was all the way back in October, but they were exceptional, particularly Gunnar Stockton. 26 of 31 for 289 and 4. He added a touchdown on the ground. Just played an exceptional game. Arguably his best game of the season, in my opinion, came against this Ole Miss team. And I like the Ole Miss offense a lot. And I like Trinidad Chambly a lot. So I don't think they'll have issues scoring. And I don't think Georgia will either. So this game just screams shootout to me, even with Georgia coming off the bye. I like the first half over, and I like the full game over. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I could see this game ending up in the 70s or 80s. And I do think it'll be a close game, kind of back and forth, too. So if we're looking at the games as a whole for today, really like Oregon in the early game. Lean Indiana, but not taking it in the second. And I want to look at some Charlie Becker props potentially. And then I like Georgia and Ole Miss to go over that 55.5 in the night game. If we're looking at some props, let me look at like that. If you have college props, the Ole Miss Georgia game would be good for same game parlay stuff, just because I think it's going to be super high scoring. If I'm looking at touchdowns, like Chambly at plus 160, I think is fine. I would be willing to take that, honestly. On the Georgia side, let me look at the prop lines first. Dewan, hopefully you guys are feeling better. I know that flu has like really been going around, so hopefully you guys are okay. Let me see. Does anyone have a Georgia player they like to score today? I kind of like Noah Thomas sticking out a little bit to me. Last night was by far the worst night. Damn, I'm sorry, man. That is crazy. I got lucky so far. I don't know if you guys remember, but I got sick like right before Thanksgiving, I think. I mean, it was like 2 weeks before. And I was like pretty sick. So maybe I got that and like I just got it out of the way. Because I was pretty sick when I don't normally get sick a lot, but I did get sick like right before Thanksgiving, and I was pretty sick. So I don't know. Maybe that's what I had, and I just got it out of the way. But I'm sorry, man. Hopefully you guys can rest up today and over the weekend and kind of get back at it next week. I don't know. I don't think I have a Georgia pick right now for like a prop. I'll take a look at them later, and I'll post my tweet here in a little bit and see if I can dig up a Georgia prop I like. I do like Chambly anytime, though, at plus 160. That looks pretty good to me. That looks pretty good. But, all right. So let's switch over real quick and look at these NFL games quickly. I'll be live tomorrow, and we'll do like a full NFL stream, go through each game, and then kind of talk early look at touchdowns and stuff. I like Carolina in this. I'm on total. Let me fix this. I like Carolina in the Tampa Carolina game. I just think Carolina's a better team right now, to be honest with you. And I also don't think I'll bet it though, because if you guys are tapped in, when I gave out my NFL futures, we actually took Carolina Panthers to make the playoffs and to win the NFC South. So we basically have like 3-1 tickets on Carolina to win this game, multiple. So I have no reason to bet them, but I think Carolina wins. I think Carolina is better than the Buccaneers right now. I like San Fran in the Seattle game. And I'm going to tell you what, guys, I've been thinking a lot the last couple of days about where we go for NFL futures, because I always like to take a couple NFL futures before the playoffs start. And unfortunately, this year I had a lot tied into the Chiefs, and that's just not going to pan out considering they didn't make the playoffs. So I'm trying to find what team I want to bet on. I took a very, very small bet. If you guys were following back, I know we've got a lot of new followers the last couple of weeks. When I did the Black Friday stream, I talked about the Jacksonville Jaguars being 18-1 to win the AFC. So I took that, but it was very, very small. So I'm kind of open. I'm looking for a team to invest in, and I kind of want to hop in on the Niners, I think. The Niners are really, really set up. I know their defense it's not great, frankly, because they're super banged up. But the way that this offense is playing, and Brock Purdy is exceptional when he gets to play at home and not like out in the cold and like in the elements and stuff. Brock Purdy has never lost a game in January in San Francisco. And they won in San Francisco against the Bears. They play at home in San Francisco this weekend. And then if they win this, they're going to get the 1 seed. So they're going to be able to win out and basically play the rest of the way in San Fran. And then the Super Bowl is in San Francisco as well. So, I mean, there's a situation where the San Francisco 49ers never have to play out of their home stadium the remainder of the season, even in the Super Bowl. So I kind of want to hop in on San Fran. I think they're going to win this game over the Seahawks. I will be betting San Francisco, and I probably will be betting San Francisco futures, but we could talk more about that tomorrow. I'm going to kind of dive in and see how I want to do it, but I definitely will be betting San Francisco to win this game this weekend. And then the other big game, which is the night game, Ravens and Steelers. This is a tough one, man. I don't know. It sounds like Lamar's going to play. Obviously, winner gets in, so this is really, really a huge game. Sounds like Lamar's going to play. I just don't trust the Ravens, man. I think the Ravens are a better team, but I don't trust them. Like, I've kind of been fading this Pittsburgh team all season, but I don't really see how you can trust them right now. And then when we look at this game in particular, the Ravens and Steelers game, it's always, the last few years, feels like it's always been an underdog game. The underdog always seems to spoil stuff there. Mike Tomlin has always been good as an underdog in his career, especially in these divisional games at home, full rest up for them. TJ Watt probably will be back if I had to guess, but we'll see. I can't trust either team, but I think I lean Pittsburgh, but we'll think about that one and talk about it tomorrow. I don't know like where the public is on that one. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, Pittsburgh looks like the public side, which is not surprising because that's kind of just where my brain went kind of instantly. So we'll do some more research on that one and talk about it tomorrow. We'll go through some touchdown picks, early stuff tomorrow. I feel like someone like me that really can like put the work in from like a DFS perspective and like dive into these games and figure out who the good plays are. I think that gives me and us watchers of the stream a really big advantage in the betting space for these week 18 games. So I'm feeling pretty confident this week. I always love these week 18 DFS slates. And I think like people that are really tapped in and paying attention to these teams that aren't motivated and they're going to play, it's very similar to like a preseason DraftKings slate. So I really feel like, we have a big edge this weekend. So I'm excited to dive into that this weekend, and we'll talk more tomorrow. So if you guys joined late, I like Oregon in the early college game. I like the over in the Ole Miss Georgia game. Those are my two favorite plays today. And then we'll talk full NFL stuff tomorrow on stream, but definitely like San Fran this weekend. So, yeah. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Quick stream today, but I'll be live tomorrow. I don't know what time yet. I'll let you guys know tomorrow morning or tonight. It'll probably be earlier than 4, but I don't know what time. It might just be an 11 a.m. like today. We'll see what's going on. Chop, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. I'll tweet everything out if you guys are missed it or whatever. But yeah, good luck today, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.